afternoon now, we are going to be shifting over to Madden NFL 24. Two play versus cup champions. Now we will crown a third after this next match. We've got Taylor High School from Michigan going up against Towers High School of Georgia.
And this one should be exciting for sure. You look at the records. You get to the grand finals, you're going to have a record that looks something similar to this. You don't lose a lot, but if today is anything to go by, this is where the going will get tough for both players. I played a good bit of Madden in my life, but Madden 2024 is a bit of a different breed than some of the earlier iterations. So I'm really excited to see those strategies that come out. I especially love watching players do defense because I think that is a lot harder to execute well.
My favorite thing is the interception. Seeing a player intercept those Hail Mary passes and then get the turnovers. That's what I'm hoping to see. But anyway, Jordy, let's get our predictions in the book. Who do you have taking this series?
You know what? I'm going to climb up to the tower. Give me Towers High School. I think they got this one in the bag, no problem.
It's a strong pick, but for me, being from Michigan, I'm going to back the Michigan school. Put me down for Taylor High. I got Taylor High taking this next series. But Jordy, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the action. We have RobGonzales and OneGreatUser covering the match.
Oh, welcome in, everybody. It is time to crown a play versus champion. I am here. My name is RobGonzales. You can find me out there at I Am Reforge, and I am joined by OneGreatUser. This is going to be a match for the ages. When I'm looking at the records right now, I've got one person who's at 16-1 in their last matches, and I've got someone who's 15-2. So we see that they know how to win, but on the biggest stage, they both have undefeated records, obviously, in the playoffs. But when you get to this point, OneGreatUser, what's the first thing on your mind? Is it scoring more points, or is it to go out there and play some good defense?
I mean, really, when it comes down to Madden, it's all about matchups. So we got to see what each guy's bringing to the table. Are they running RPOs, running bubble gum? Are they going to be in trips, tight end, and bunch trying to air the ball out? Are they going to try to keep the ball on the ground? Because if they're managing the clock, limiting the possessions of their opponents, there's so many ways you can control a Madden game. So I'm really waiting to see on each person first opening offensive drive.
Yeah, and I mean, that is a really good point. So for everybody at home, you don't have a ton of time in these Madden games. It comes down to a lot of how long does your drive take? Because if you have, let's say, you're playing 5-minute quarters, if you put up a 3-minute drive, now your opponent 100% can't do what they're saying 3-minute drive. They've got to be able to maybe do something a little bit faster. Or if you put up points really quick, can you play defense? Turnovers are always the name of the game at this level. So you will see most of these games are determined by, does somebody miss a crossing route? Does somebody throw it a little bit late? Do you get one of those fluky fumbles that we all love in Madden? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't actually love those. If you didn't notice, that was a joke. We hate those, unfortunately. But we're also going to see what kind of teams that they're going to play. There's obviously the options of playing the Chiefs, which is, we see a lot of that. But we also see some random things. Some people like playing with the Eagles. I've seen some people playing a lot of Bills. They really like that Josh Allen connection. I mean, OneGreatUser, who's your squad in Madden?
If I'm playing regs, it's either going to be the Chiefs or the Bills, but they had a roster update. So the Bills used to have the best defense because they had a KO on Tre'Davious White, and then you still had Poyer and, with the lurk artists, but with pick artists. But now, they updated Tre'Davious White does not have deep route KO. So, deep route KO. So at the end of the day, it's tough, but the Bills still have the best defense.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to a lot of scheme, right? So we're going to get into our game now, and as you can see, actually, wow, we've got the Chargers. And
I like the
Chiefs.
Chargers. The Chargers are just slow on offense, but their defense is top notch. I do like them. You're going to get a lot of pressure. Khalil Mack on the line, he has abilities. Then you got Joey Bosa. He has abilities. So they're going to get a lot of pass rush. And when I see somebody use the Chargers, that lets me know they're not going to blitz a lot, because you don't have to blitz when you have good pass rush. So you're going to play a lot of coverage and let your guys work.
And that's a lot like it is in real life for everybody at home doesn't play a lot of Madden. If you can naturally just put pressure on the quarterback with your defensive ends or with your defensive tackles, that goes a long way. So now you don't have as many holes when it comes to your cornerbacks. You don't have to be blitzing all the time. But the problem is going to be is if you don't get home or if you go too wide, they could do a lot of damage right up the middle if you are the Chiefs. And if you just tuned in right now, you're looking at they're doing some substitutions. He's going to be putting some guys here and there. And if you want to explain to the people at home, user, like about putting certain defensive players in positions that maybe they don't play.
These at linebackers are always a better user, and there isn't a real linebacker on the actual regs roster that has lurk artists. So most of the time, these guys are going to put safeties at linebackers to try to maneuver around because you'll be able to get better passing, better animation on interceptions. And then you think about the Chiefs. The Chiefs have so much speed. Their running backs are fast. Their receivers are fast. So the Chargers are going to have to keep everything in front of them. I don't expect them to press a lot if they're going to be running the Chargers. But, the Chiefs have the speed. You got Patrick Mahomes. He's able to make every throw in the game.
Yeah, and we're going to start here. 1st and 10. Mahomes is going to drop back and immediately get stuffed in the backfield. And that's what you're talking about, having that speed to stop these plays before they even get started.
Taken away from Richard from Taylor High School. I'm trying to make sure I got it right. Who's in the Chargers? No, Towers High School is on the right. So we got my guy Tommy Vayner. So he's out here running 3-3 normal, 3-3-5 normal. And not, like I said, he's not going to send a lot of pressure. Oh, that's a big fumble on the opening drive.
And this is exactly what we talked about, is that sometimes you're going to have these fumbles that show up, and it's not something every day that Patrick Mahomes fumbles, but look at that, you put a hit on him and good things happen.
Yeah, Rob, he has to get down right there. This is too much on the line. This is the national championship. You can't come out there second play of the game, scramble, and take that hit with Patrick Mahomes. You got to slide down and protect the football. You cannot cost yourself turnovers right there. That's a big stop on the opening drive.
Yeah, now you've got Herbert right at about the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Going to go ahead and put Davis in motion. And then here you go. Another stop quickly from the run game, but this is going to be pretty much something you're going to see all game. It's hard to run up the middle. You want to see them pass and get this early out, but we're going to see what the defense comes up with here. And you can see to the left side, you've got some zero coverage over there. There might be some space over here for Smart.
If I see my guy Go Geezy in the building, the Madden community checking in, he has to cross it to the right. That shit, he overthrows him.
Oh, you had it called. I mean, that was about as easy as it gets, but that's the difference between, I'm not going to try to dog Herbert out here. But,
I mean, sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. That's the difference between Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. I'll finish it up for you. We already know.
Thank you. You knew what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's a big difference. The money's a difference. The championship's a difference. Oh, that's a big difference.
Yeah, and you have to remember that they are playing essentially a $500 money match. Second place is going to get $1,000. First place is $1,500. So both of them is guaranteed $1,000 bag, but this is a $500 game, and we are now 4th and 5. They are not going to take the field goal. They're going to go ahead and get this lined up. And as you see, it looks like you've got a little bit of action here to Eckler in the backfield, but they're going to go ahead and get this motion to the right. There's your fake. Instant.
Oh, no.
Whoa! Oh, he does get it. He's going to run this back up. Can he get some space? He does not. And the Chargers are not able to capitalize on a Patrick Mahomes fumble. And on top of that, not even able to get 3 points.
Yeah, it's so much on the line right here. The $500 and then the title of being the National High School Play versus National Championship. You got to take your points in that situation.
And we're going to get a 5-yard moving up there from Patrick Mahomes. Going to go right back to the no huddle. And you can see we talked about this. See this pressure? There is none.
Oh, my.
But that was
we got to pick that off.
Pass.
We got to pick that off.
Yes.
Towers High School, we got to pick that off. Richard, we got to lock in. I am number one. Show us that you're number one. Can't let them throw right at your user right there. Has the crosser up top. And that's what we talked about, that speed. Trying to be able to keep up with the receivers. Now, Chargers, yes, they have a good pass rush, but they do not have the speed on their back end to be able to cover those receivers in man coverage. So he's going to have to get home.
Right, and as you can see right now, there are 5 offensive linemen, only 4 pass rushers. So they are able to get that double team off, and now they're going to go down to 3 pass rushers. So that is not normally the solution, but they're going to try to put more people in the backfield. But if you don't pressure Patrick Mahomes, it don't matter how many people you have back there.
Oh, that's good defense. Everything was covered. I don't know where he was throwing right there, but everything was covered.
And we're going to get 3rd and 2. We've only seen one run play so far from Kansas City, the first play of the game. This could be another situation. If they're going to line up with only 3 down linemen, you'd expect to see a little bit of something to 10.
And blow him up in the backfield.
Ooh.
He's going to be short.
Well, 4th and 1, you know they're going to go for it because that's what Madden players do. But they might go right back to the well.
He's going audible to
play a little bit.
Okay. Oh, he's going to go inside
and then
zone.
Right back to it.
Okay.
And now we've got 1st down. It's only 42 seconds left in the quarter. So we were almost a quarter of the way through the entire game.
Oh, good user.
Patrick Mahomes all day. And now let's see if he learns the slide this time.
Oh, he's going
to
get
goes
out of
bounds. Just as good.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the first takeaway is what I'm looking. Taylor High School's the guy with the Chiefs, Tommy Vayner. He has the offense. He just has to be smart with the ball. I'm taking a look on the other side. My guy from Towers High School, he has good user. His defense, he's consistently running the same defense and man coverage, trying to expect his pass rush to get there. But I'm not sure if that's a situation I want to play this defense all day long versus these Chiefs.
Yeah, and he does throw it away there on 3rd. Now we got 3rd and 6, 1 second left in the quarter. And you have to ask yourself, the Chiefs haven't really looked that dynamic yet. It's 3rd and 6. Can they get I've seen Travis Kelce get a little bit open. If he can distract Woods just a little bit with a little bit of maybe a little wiggle to the left, get some room for 87 up the middle, I think it's there. And he's eyeballing him, but this is going to go deep. And it is a touchdown.
Easy touchdown right there. Able to pull Taylor's High School user out of the middle of the field. He jumped on the running back angle route, the inside route. The dig was open. Easy touchdown. Ant cap in the building. No, these are actually high school players. So both of these guys, one guy is going to the, let me tell you exactly, Ant. Oh, as he goes for the 2-point conversion, and he gets it.
Disrespectful.
Yes, my guy Taylor from Taylor High School, he's a junior, so he's going to be a senior this coming fall. And then my guy from Towers High School, he's a sophomore. He's going to be a junior in this coming fall. So they've yet to really lock in and play in the, the MCS community.
Right.
But Ant Cap, they pretty sure you're going to see these guys down the road.
Well, and if you talk about the Chiefs, you got to talk about Aaron. I'm sure that he gets called that all the time, but it is 8-0 Chiefs. Taylor High on top. Is Nathan from Towers going to be able to get back in this for the Chargers? And you saw they were able to move the ball a little bit. It was just a mistake at the goal line, a couple little bounces, and the Chiefs were able to turn that back around and not lose a lot when they turned that ball over. So we're going to go 1st and 10, beginning of the second quarter, 8-0 Chiefs.
And both of these guys running 3-3-5 normal, trying to keep everything in front of them.
And that's the zone, and here comes the pressure. He's going to go ahead and throw that away. And I guess, in my opinion, I don't see a ton of zone that holds up that long because he had players open. He just didn't want to throw them.
I mean, it's tough because, trying to fit that ball in there, Justin Hurt, I'm not sure if he does have a velocity chem on him past City Lead. I have to check the roster because I'm be honest, I don't really play with the Chargers. When the money's up, when I'm trying to get a win, I'm not bringing Justin Herbert out there.
Well, you've got 3rd and 5, and they want to get a little bit of something. Obviously, a first down would be key. You got some there's no space for him.
Everything is covered. He had a good zone drop set for the crosser, kept everything in front of him. 4th and 5 right here. He's going for it. He feels the pressure already, especially when you've already got a turnover and you got 0 points off of it.
And you're on your own 30. This is one of those times where if you don't make it, you're like, oh, man, next game. Because if you go down 16, even going down 15 is still a lot. But you've got to have a play that gets 5 yards, guaranteed. You've got triangle wide open.
Route, but he got the crosser. Nice.
Whoop. Keenan Allen.
And that's a nice wrinkle that he added in there right there. Now, he's basically ran the same play the past couple plays, but this time he adds in the Texas route on the running back, which forces the users from Taylor's High School to respect that angle route, and that's what leaves the crossing route open.
And here you go. 1st and 10, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Chargers absolutely need this score. Still, they got away from the motion, so they're not going to know really if they're going to be in zone or not. But here you go. It's going to go deep.
Look like he got
that
him.
Looks good. Oh, did he intercept that?
No.
Oh, he did not. Stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he had a step on him, but he just didn't place that ball out in front of him.
Again, you're going to have only three down linemen. You got this 3-4 defense, something that Austin Eckler should be able to do something with. And he's going to go right back
to it.
And again, it's another overthrown touchdown that Patrick Mahomes probably would have made, but that's okay. That's all right. Not everybody.
Yeah, you already know, man. In high school, this is your prime time playing the game.
Yeah. And still no motion. So, and again, I'm a big fan of motion, but I've also seen Davis in this little slot just open every time. And this is another one underneath. And if they're going to run these plays, you got to punish them.
And trips tight end is such a tough formation to stop because it's spread out and you have to respect it. And so, and you also have to respect the runs, the RPOs, the bubble screens, everything that trips tight end has to offer. So, and both of these guys.
Am I tripping? I'm looking at 12 just wide open. Like there's literally there's 3 receivers and 2 defenders in front of him. So like, how do we take advantage of that instead of running up the middle? How can we take advantage of lining up? Like so now they're bringing somebody up, but previously these trips formations, there was only 2 defenders.
But if you notice, he had his user, even though he was standing on top of 13, the crossing route receiver, got him right there. Easy touchdown. Doesn't get his feet in bounds. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. If you notice, he's standing over there with that slot receiver. So if he throws a pass, his user will be able to pick that pass off. And my guy from Towers High School, he's noticing that. That's a bait right there. He's not going to take it. He had X open, but did not hit him in the seam. Oh, should have been an interception.
Here we go. 3rd and 10. It's 2 minutes left. I mean, it was important to score before, but now it's super important because if you don't score here, it's very possible the Chiefs get the ball and just take it right down. And now you're down 15 without a chance to get the ball back. But here we go. Herbert going to go back, going to throw that in. Is he going to get 2 feet in? He does not.
I can't believe that wasn't an interception. The fact that he caught it and came down was amazing.
And here we go. Another 4th and 10, 2:26 till halftime. And the Chiefs did receive the ball. So this is something where if the Chargers can score and play defense, they're going to get that ball back and could take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a lot of time left. You do get the ball at half. You might want to take the 3, but 4th and 10, he's going to go for it.
And here you go. This is what I was talking about before. So you've got trips left, and then triangle just by himself. And here's the pressure right up the middle. He somehow gets that ball away, but that is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've seen that receiver just literally by himself.
And see, with that combination, you got to take that check down early. If you're going to throw it to triangle, you got to take that early in the downs. You cannot take that on 4th and 10 because it's a lot of moves that has to be made. Just right there, Kelsey making a guy miss, big chunk of yards picked up right there. But, yes, the flat route is open, but it's 4th and 10. You can't throw that pass right there. You're going to have to try to go deeper down the field.
Do something else, right? Well, here we go. 1st and 10, 2 minutes on the clock. Here's our motion, and we're going to see that nobody went with him, so he knows they're in a little bit of a zone shell. Patrick Mahomes all day.
He can scramble up the middle, but he waits.
I think he's still going to be a little bit gun shy from that fumble earlier about running it, but I think if he just slides more often, he'll be fine. But here we go. Woods is going to try to guard this middle.
KO.
Ooh, Tony dropped it.
Nice breakup right there.
The Chargers could get out of this. 3rd and 10.
Oh, he's going to bunch.
47-yard line. We've got Kelsey on the interior, and he's going to go out. But then we've got
flood. Bringing out the old bunch dots, running flood on a 3rd and 10. Nice dot.
Ooh,
wow! He dropped
these. This is, we know we talk about the Chiefs and drops, but today it has shown up.
Yeah, guys playing good defense on the Chargers, getting a hand on the receiver. Goes right back to the same play. This time his user's there for the post, takes the check down. That's a great read. So many other players will force that and go right back to that safety, to that post, and throw it at the safety, but not Taylor High School. He said he's going to take the drag and be smart.
Yeah, and you like seeing that because you've got a minute 23. You just want to run this clock out. You'd love to get a touchdown, but you would much rather just make sure that the Chargers just do not get this ball back.
Right here, big 4th and 1 coming up. Do you take the 3, or do you just you go for it? It is 4th and 1.
It's 4th and 1. I'm going for it every time. It doesn't matter really in Madden, especially. It doesn't matter. I've got at least one play I know is good for a yard.
Okay, what's your play call? 4th and 1.
I mean, I'm just diving on him. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, you're gonna dive.
I don't.
We're gonna.
Here we go.
But he goes double post.
He's going to throw it anyway. Tony's going to run away from his receiver on 4th down. And it is a touchdown for Kansas City. And Taylor High, Aaron has made it 14-0. And the pressure now is right back in Lathan's lap from Towers High.
Yeah,
and no respect, going for 2 again.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, that's a nice dot to pick that up. My guy from Towers High School, he's gonna have to get out of that man defense.
Yeah,
Taylor knows that he has the double post out of that bunch offset. That is a certified man cooker. Man defense will never be able to cover that double post. So he's gonna have to do something to be able to cover that. Yes, he has 2 purples out there covering the outside, but he mixes a angle route on the running back and double post. He's gonna get fried every time.
Now, some people at home might be wondering what's going on here. You got a minute 11 till halftime. The Chargers do get this ball back. So there is a little bit of pressure. You want to make sure you can get out here and score, but you don't want to do something dumb. You don't want to get this ball back to Kansas City and make it more than 2 possessions because you can score in a minute. A minute is easy. A minute in Madden is forever.
And, Rob, one of my favorite saying is you can't win a game before half. But you can for sure
lose it. That's right. And so with a minute 7, they just have to put together one good drive, and then they'll have to decide if they're going to go for 2, which I think they have to go for 2 now. But that's a lot of pressure. 16 is a lot of pressure on somebody because if your offense hasn't been working to get touchdowns, it's even more pressure to know that if you don't get the 2-point conversion, you're even further down. But now it is 3rd and 4. We are sitting on the 31-yard line for the Chargers. And here comes the blitz right up the middle.
Way to send them right there. Audible from 335 normal to 335 wide. Decides to send his user. Caught him off guard. Sending all 5 wide. Sending all 5 receivers out. Big sack.
And the other thing about this now is without the punt, you can definitely lose this game now. Because if you don't get 14 yards here, you're going to give it to them with about 40 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a score. Ooh, oh my goodness. Broken coverage. They are back in the game. Unbelievable play to get the Chargers on board. And it is crazy. They have been on life support this whole game. And literally nobody home.
Wow, 4th and 14. Just a busted coverage. Safety just not where he needs to be. Trying to keep everything in front of you. As he lines up to go for the 2-point conversion. This is big right here.
Mm-hmm. Because a game that we thought could have been over if they don't get that could easily just be 1 possession. So Herbert's going to go back, going to go to the left.
Oh, that's
looking. He's got square wide open, doesn't see him. And now he's in trouble. Going to have to throw that away. And it's going to be still a 2-possession game, which, again, is not what you were looking for, but it's still 50 seconds left. Patrick Mahomes, he sees any amount of time on the clock. And those could be points.
And, from my takeaway, just watching this first half, watching the play calling, I really like Taylor's High School not because of, actually how he's playing. He has, made some mistakes, not sliding, the busted coverage right there. But my guy from Tower High School, he runs the exact same defense every time. He's going to come out here, 2 purples, play man coverage, and trust his user.
Oh, my. Oh, here we go. And that looked like a little bit of pass interference, but that was an interception, right?
He didn't get his feet down. He got to put more zip on that ball. That's a bad pass by Taylor.
And here we are, 2nd down, 43 seconds left. Mahomes is going to go back sitting right in the pocket, right in between, and he's going to dot that one to Hardman Jr. He does get out of bounds. 36 seconds, first down on the 33. And just when you thought it was only going to be a 2-possession game going into half, the Chiefs and Aaron have a little bit different opinion.
Mm-hmm. Goes to the man, runs flood again, takes the flat route to Travis Kelce. He's going to burn that timeout to make sure he keeps his time.
And he still has one timeout. Yeah, Kansas City has the entire playbook in front of them. They're almost certainly going to be going for a touchdown. I can't imagine a world where they're going to be going field goals.
Oh,
ooh, my boy.
We got to make a play right there.
Here we are, 25 seconds. We're on the 1. Anything is at their disposal because even if they run and miss it, they're still going to, but that's going to be in for the touchdown, Kansas City. It was, they had 50 seconds to start, took about 22 of them to get back on the board, and it also matches the score, 22-6. And now, if you are Kansas City, you don't really have to go for 2 anymore, right? Can't you just start kicking extra points and keep that lead the way it is?
I mean, he never had to go for 2, but I just think that's how he plays. Some people play like that. They just like to always go for 2 and put pressure on the defense. I think that's his style. It doesn't matter whether he gets it or not.
Yeah, my thought there was just take it to 17 points and be done with it. But he says, no, I need 2 more. Give me some more. And he's going to be able to get this one around the side. Oh, okay. I thought 10 caught that for a second. Oh my good. Don't be flexing, bro. It's 22-6.
Yeah, it's GG's in the chat. You ask me, and that's why clock management is so important. Even though he got a busted play and was able to score on that 4th down, it might have been better for him to lay down and when he got close to the red zone to take some time and then score, because now he's back in the same situation that he was in before he scored. But
no, he's in less time. Way worse position, right? It's like
absolutely.
It's like because you thought that you were going to be all right, and now you're down 16, and you scored on a basically a free play. They just gave you 6.
Oh, definitely a free play,
and you didn't capitalize on the fumble. So like, I think if you are, you're the Chargers, your tower's high, you're Nathan, you're thinking, man, if I could have just scored when I got that interception. This is a different game, right? I mean, it's just like
he should have took the 3, because even if he takes the 3, that it neglects some of the 2-point conversion, and you never know how someone plays when they're down. It's easy to play when you're up, but when you're able to put the pressure on somebody, like Taylor's high school might play a completely different game when he's put in a different situation when he's down. So we don't know.
Well, and you also have to remember too, for everybody at home, for our guy from Tower High has not been losing anything. Okay, let's put this out here. 15-2 in the last 17 games, so doing a lot of winning.
Good play,
and he's got another busted play.
Oh, you got to be able to juke and get up out of there.
Got to juke one dude, my guy. All right, but we got 8 seconds left on the 28. We are not out of this yet. Kansas City is by no means out of the woods.
He knows that crosser is coming. He's going to send him on a streak. He backs that guy up.
Only 8 seconds on the clock. The Chargers do have 2 timeouts, so they could try to go towards the middle. But here we go. 5, 4 is going to get that overthrown. Now you're down to 3 seconds. This has got to go right to the end zone.
No, I would take my 3 right here. I mean,
taking the 3, you would.
Yeah, I mean,
you're down 16.
So
the difference between 16 and 3, it's going to be 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions, or you go from 16 to 13. So now you just need 2 touchdowns. So I think you're probably right. Take the field goal. Your offense hasn't looked that great, but I don't think that's sometimes in some Madden players' blood. What in the world?
Yeah.
Running the draw? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about running the draw.
If I was a betting man, I would say it was point shaving. Ain't no way. We gotta take
Ain't no way.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta take points to go to the air, but
I'm happy that you were on the same wavelength as me, because
like some Pete Rose going on out here. I don't know what's going on.
I can maybe understand if the game was completely out of control, and
then he was getting ball at half. Like, you kick 3, you go down and get 7, and all you need is 1 stop.
Right. Yeah. And I think, but we also have to remember that not everybody, we're being able to think about this completely emotionless, right? We're not in the game. We're not, suffering being down 16. Probably not often does that happen to this particular player. So there's a lot of emotions going on, and he's going to go deep. He's got these plays. He's had them over and over
Wow.
again. And now he's feeling himself. He's like, wait a minute, maybe I have that here this whole time, and I've just been doing dumb stuff. Now he's seeing a little bit of action up to the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Herbert's going to go back. He's got X again. Is he going to go for it? Nope. Will it catch it this time? And he does. The Chargers back up. Look at this. I want you to think about this. They have not been able to do anything in little amounts. It's been these huge, huge chunk plays each time. But like you said, if they would have taken that field goal, they got the touchdown, they'd only be down 6.
Correct.
And now they're down 10. And we're going to see what happens here. If he goes, you would assume that he's probably going to go for 2 to make it a 1-score game. But that looked like an excellent drive from the Chargers. Get back. I mean, double coverage. And then Allen said, ain't no thing for me.
Yeah. And the thing that you see the big difference is these guys are younger, so they're playing a lot more looser in this situation, not actually playing the game as strategic as a seasoned vet will play. But these guys, they have the abilities, they have the pocket presence, they're able to put the ball where they need to. They have the users. They just got to be able to apply a little bit better strategy, and this game will be a lot tighter.
Yeah, and you have to remember, we don't want to just be piling on somebody about not taking a field goal, because most Madden players do not kick many field goals. Almost, and I would say most Madden players never punt. So this is the things that you see here today are not abnormal. There's a calculated risk to being able to, not kick a field goal, try to get points, do those kind of things. But this is still a very winnable game for the Chargers. They're down 10. They need to make essentially 2 stops. And I think, and I've seen many Madden games that have been farther away in score than this, and the other team comes back. So you got 1st and 10. Mahomes is going to make that pass up to Pacheco, and that is going to be another 1st down. And I would assume, I guess I was going to assume wrong, that the Chiefs would take their time here, being up 10, but they are just right back, pedal to the metal.
That guy 44, I appreciate that, man, because honestly, I wasn't noticing why any of these guys wasn't kicking a field goal. He said there is it's pretty easy to block field goals on old gen, and so we're not on current gen. We're on old gen. If you see the way the play layout is, we're on old gen, not current gen. So it's pretty easy to block field goals. So that's why neither guy has been kicking their 3.
Yeah, or the extra points. All right. Well, then, see, this is why we get that. Here we go, 1-on-1. Oh, Valdez-Scantling with the hands. The brother hands.
Here we go right here, 3rd and 10. He's going to decide to send. Nope, going back to dropping the coverage. I thought he was going to try to send some pressure. Nice out route.
Yeah, you like that. That was right on the money. And that's a play that if you don't make that throw right on the money, it's a pick 6.
Absolutely.
Mahomes back, 1st and 10. Going to go ahead and move it to the right.
Wow.
And another completion. And they are just methodically moving down the field. We're at 3 minutes. And right now, the biggest enemy for the Chargers and Towers High is going to be the clock.
Hey, Pew, that's what I was kind of wondering, too. Like, that should have just been automatically, put in the rules. But, to each his own. To each his own, It is what it is.
3rd and 6, 2:55 left on the 48-yard line of the Chargers. We've got the Chiefs trying to make this 10-point game back up to 16. But one thing we have not seen is a lot of pressure from that defensive line of the Chargers.
Yeah, they haven't really been getting to him.
Look at this.
He has the double post again, but he's able to get back with his user.
Ooh.
And that's a tough play to make. That's just a tough play to make. I expect if Taylor's going to go right back to it, he's going to come out and trips tight end. He might audible again to bunch offset and run double post. And this time, try to put a Texas route out there on that running back, because double post is so tough to stop versus man coverage. I feel like that's his man coverage play, his go-to.
Well, here you go. They're only down 10. Got a timeout. The Chargers, this is where they need to make a big play. Get right back into this game. So 4th and 6 on the 48-yard line. Patrick
There's no
Mahomes
motion.
in the shotgun. Pacheco going to go ahead and move out to the right. Empty backfield. I don't know if he's trying to get him to jump off, but it doesn't matter. Here you go. Here's a snap. Going to roll to the right. He's got right at the last moment. He's getting interception. Davis.
He's going to the Baja. He's going to the Baja.
Taking it to the crib. Just when you thought the game was over, the Chargers back in it with another mistake from Patrick Mahomes. Wow.
Let's go, man.
That field goal looms large, does it not?
Yeah. Oh, they can't kick field goals, but hey,
that's what I'm saying. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to be like, oh man, if I could have kicked field goals,
yeah,
this game is probably could be a tie game now.
Yeah,
but instead, it's going to be 22-18. The Chiefs still on top. Patrick Mahomes with a fumble and an interception. One led to the touchdown, one did not. And we've got a brand new ball game now. What can Kansas City do? Can they burn this clock? Remember, we are playing. This is the finale. Loser's going to walk away with $1,000. Winner's walking away with $1,500. $500 money match, essentially. And Patrick Mahomes got to clean this game up.
Oh, he does not! Oh, my God! To the house. Derwin James to the apartments. Let's go.
Moving on up. Here you go. Derwin James, who also is a big-time Madden player. This is a game that Kansas City has been in control of from the get-go and is just giving it away. It is now 24-22, and towers high. Nathan getting that game back from A.A. Ron. And here we are, 2-point lead. Hopefully can try to make this 4. Herbert's going to go back, get that over to Eckler. Eckler is going to be able to make the spin. Can he get in? He is in, 26-22. Kansas City, we're going to have to see how Taylor High reacts because has been firmly in control of this game, user, and now they're not. What's going through his head?
I mean, it's a tough situation because it just seems like he's getting flustered. Instead of throwing the ball away, every play he's trying to make a play. You know, sometimes the down is over, good coverage. Your guys didn't beat the man coverage, and you just got to throw the ball away. But the last 2 plays, he's still trying to make something out of nothing when everything is covered.
All right,
yeah,
second
Frost,
and 3.
This is OG. This is OG.
Patrick Mahomes is going to go back, going to try to clean this up all day again. Going deep, but this is that has a lot of air in it. Oh, and he still catches it.
That was
unbelievable.
Pass,
thought that was going
to.
I thought that ball was going to get intercepted again. And Mahomes
right
back in it.
Everything's covered. That's what he has to do. Throw the ball away. When everything is covered, throw it away. And see, a lot of times you get in a situation where you feel you get comfortable playing a guy and you want to put him away. And you're trying to put him away quick. And I feel like that's the situation what's happening with Taylor High School. Timing off on that out route right there.
Yeah, you can still take your time. You know, make the right throw. You don't have to be pressured. I mean, he knows he was up 16. He knows he can score and he can play defense. You're only down 4. No pressure going on here. And then here comes the user. Woods going to go back.
That's a dot. Nice.
And it is a touchdown. Back and forth game. 2-point lead now for Kansas City. They're trying to go back up 4. And they haven't been stopped yet on the 2-point conversion, but there's really been no.
Oh no!
Pick. Wait a minute!
Can he take it to the Baja? He's going to tie
if he
ball
takes
game
it back,
up.
he does get 2 points. Oh my goodness! It is an unbelievable game here. We are now tied on a 2-point conversion interception by the Madden champ himself, Derwin James. Brand new ball game with 1:13 in the third. And it had a game that we thought was going to be a complete laugher, a complete obliteration, is back to square one.
He was down 2 possessions without ball, and then all of a sudden Taylor just doing a little bit too much, not throwing that ball away.
What a move by Eckler.
and I like where he's going right here, putting the ball on the ground. I mean,
Me too.
he's in full control. He can take this clock. He can take as much clock as he wants, go down, drive, and get 6. Even if he doesn't take the whole, third and fourth quarter. And in this situation, remember, they can't kick the field goal. So, you got everything you need. Just play your game, use the clock, and get 6.
I'm thinking the exact same thing. That's what I said earlier, that the biggest enemy to the Chargers at that point was going to be the clock. But the Chiefs were not about that life. They were not about running the clock. They weren't about doing any kind of those plays. And now you see the Chargers said, no, this is our game. It's 2nd and 6, 5 minutes. I'm telling you, for everybody at home who does not play a lot of Madden, I can burn 5 minutes off a clock running, especially if you're not that proficient at stopping the run and I don't have to really score. All I have to do is basically make it so you can't win right now. I can get 5 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, this score going into half, it was 22-6. So in one quarter, he tied this ball game.
And here we go. Eckler up the middle, still up. He's going to get another 3 or 4 yards. And if you can continue to get 3 and 4 yards on every time you touch the ball, that's going to open up a lot in your passing game. And normally you talk about, in Madden, you're like, oh, well, it's all passing and you run every so often. But sometimes your running game just opens it up for everything. And there you go. Right up the middle, Eckler again.
Yeah, and I like the way Towers is managing this clock. He has the chew clock feature on. And he's like, hey, I'm going to take this whole fourth quarter.
All right. Here we go. And the Kansas City still does have their timeouts, but we're at the 3-minute mark. And the clock is getting chewed up by the Chargers. And we've got 2 seconds, 1 second, and they do get the ball off. Eckler isn't able to get past them at that time. So we are going to go to 3rd and 10. And I would assume that we'll finally see them put the ball in the air, but it's possible they could run it again.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to leave that chew clock feature on and try to pass. A lot of times people end up doing this and forget to take it off, don't get time to make their hot routes, and then get a delayed game.
And I would assume if they don't get this, do you take a timeout or do you let it run
to cross her, but he's not able to set his feet and place that ball down the field.
All right, 4th and 10. They're going to need that. And this is another place where Kansas City can do the exact same thing if they can get a stop, where all they have to burn is 2 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock to be able to win this game that they should have easily could have blown the Chargers way out of this. But instead, 4th and 10, Chargers control their own destiny. You've got Herbert in the shotgun to his right, Austin Eckler, and you've got this trips left. They're going to see the motion, see that that's a zone coverage. And we've got the pressure up the middle again. That's what you're looking for, and this is going to go deep. Ooh.
Good swat. Good swat.
Goes to say, you don't want the interception there. You want to hit that down, because if you get that ball, the difference is 50-yard difference. So
yeah, that play was kind of doomed when he motioned that slant across, because that slant was running too close to that running back angle route, so the user was able to guard 2 receivers.
And like we said, the first play that Kansas City did was a run to Pacheco, trying to see if they can catch the Chargers sleeping a little bit. They did not. 2nd and 9, Mahomes in the shotgun. Going to go look to his left. And that did we not see this play over and over again already? I feel like I said something about if that pass is not on the money, it could be a pick 6, and it almost was.
Absolutely.
3rd and 9, 1:57 on the clock on the 50-yard line. Mahomes drops back.
Was the double post? No, he runs flood. That's
what
a
beam.
Oh, that's a beam.
That is nasty. That's what we call this. That's all green, baby, right there.
I feel like Towers. I was expecting double post too. That was a great play call, running flood.
And there's a blitz coming through. Mahomes to the left. He does have a little bit of space. Going to get that to Pacheco. And Pacheco is stopped short. 2nd and 2 now. 1:27 on the clock and ticking. The Chargers have not taken a timeout. We're going to go ahead and get a little bit of a run. Go down to 3rd and inches. I would assume we run that play right back again. And he does, but he doesn't let the clock run on it. But like I said, I knew they were going to run the same play, and he does go ahead and get that first down that time. So you've got 54 seconds, clock running. Chargers are not taking any timeouts. They're going to just say, hey, this is what it is. We'll make our stand right here. Mahomes going to go back over to Harbin Jr. out of bounds. And that will stop the clock. 2nd and 2 on the 17.
Taylor High School has one more timeout, but he's in good position at the 17.
Yeah, this is, you can easily score from where you're at. The problem is you don't want to leave too much time on the clock. But as we've seen, which Mahomes is going to show up? Is it going to be the one that turns the ball over?
Defense.
Oh, he's going to try to go up middle. Will he
slide.
slide this time?
Oh, that's a pick!
My God, no! Not again, not like this.
He was trying to slide, and they gave him a legal forward pass, ball in the middle of the field, big interception, Towers High School, live? You got 3 timeouts left, national championship. How bad do you want it? Where's your hot ones?
These better be the best plays you can get. 31 seconds. You're on your own 21. And you control your own destiny. Like we said before, the defense has stepped up. 2 touchdowns, multiple interceptions, a fumble. And he has all one. Is he going to be able to do it?
Missed that too.
25 seconds on the clock in an unbelievable game 1 of our national championship between Tower High and Taylor High. And right now, it is Tower High, the Chargers. Nathan going in the shotgun, surveying the field.
Crosser.
He's got pressure.
He got to step up and have a little bit more pocket presence. The crosser, the user was trying to decide between the Texas route on the running back and the crosser. The crosser came off a little bump in midfield. He was wide open, but just not able to have the pocket and have the time to be able to hit the crosser. He might go back to that same route combination.
3rd and 10. All eyes on Towers High. Will they waste all of these defensive, just astronomical plays today, or will they finish it with the cherry on top in a game 1 win?
Yeah, burn the timeout. He's tried to start getting too cute. Sometimes you get too cute in this situation. Yeah. You know, he was like, okay, let me go drag in route. And he's like, let me go to something else. Like, hey, just call the timeout. Let's
start it over. We got the timeout.
Yeah. And see, it looks like now he's going to go to a completely different formation. In this situation, he had a play that was almost open. I hope he doesn't get too cute for himself right here and make a mistake. We haven't seen him in this formation all day, but they are pressed. I like that squares press. He could beat him on the streak if he doesn't have, but he has a safety over top, so that's fried. All one, everything's covered.
Oh, here we go. He's going to go back to triangle all the way across the field. Eckler, he's got room. We've got 10 seconds. He's going to go out of bounds at 10 seconds. Here we are, first down. 2 timeouts for Kansas City. It's 2 timeouts for the Chargers. They can go to the middle of the field still.
I'm not sure if that was a playmaker or just a route bounce. If that was a route bounce, that's one of the greatest route bounce of all times. And the user was right there, and that was just impeccable route for the running back to break off his angle and to go straight up the field.
19-yard line is where we sit. Herbert in the shotgun coming back. Looking for somebody open. He's going to go ahead and brit this over. 2 seconds left. So this is going to be our last play.
So we really can't kick field goals. This is, wow.
Brutal.
Wow.
Because this game should be over with a field goal. But do you just try the field goal anyway, even if it's easy to block? How easy? How easy are we talking about?
It must be guaranteed.
Right, you know what I mean? It has to be guaranteed because
it must be guaranteed.
Even if it was, look, my brother, even if it was 50-50, I would still be kicking a field goal right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It must be guaranteed. 100% chance. This is amazing.
Because in every normal situation, this is a game over.
Yeah. Wow.
Might get some free football today, boys.
Yeah, we gotta ban that. We gotta ban that.
Yeah, that's gotta be fixed.
There's no way.
All right, last play of the game or regulation. Herbert gonna go back, no pressure. Look to the left. He's got him. No, did he get it? Oh my God, he got him!
Wow.
Unbelievable ending on the last play of the game. 34-28 Chargers coming all the way back from 16 down. Unreal.
Wow. 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 That's crazy.
I have seen a lot of Madden. I have seen a lot of Madden in my time. And a situation where you can't really kick field goals when you are down 16.
Not can't really. You can't kick them.
You can't kick them at all, I guess.
Can't kick
down
them at
16 multiple times. Gets not one, but 2 defensive touchdowns. Gets
2-point conversion,
multiple.
pick 6.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A 2-point conversion, running it back for 2 points. That your defense scored you 14 real points.
16.
And you finish it off.
Yeah.
You get the dub. Just when you thought it was all over. And then Patrick Mahomes makes this weird mistake where he wants to slide and it ends up out of his hands.
Because he fumbled on the second play of the game. So he was like,
Right.
okay, let me scramble. And the crazy thing was, to me, it looked like he should have got a slide animation because he was at least 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Why would it throw?
And then he threw the ball like, ain't no way. Straight to the defender's, in his stomach, interception. Whoa, relax. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, that was incredible.
Yeah, it feels bad if you are on the receiving end of that. But let's put it into perspective.
You got 2
This
more
is a game, right? You know what I mean? We got to play best of 3. This is game 1. And this is a game 1 where everything went wrong for you. Everything went wrong. And you still only lost till the very end of the game. And this is that first interception that we were talking about earlier where the Chiefs had turned it over with a fumble. They get the turnover in the end zone. And now you got Patrick Mahomes going deep, gets this touchdown, puts him up, 6. Then they go for the 2-point conversion, puts them up 8. They get the ball back, 4th and 1, go for it again. Tony puts them up 16. And you think, okay, well, we don't really need to watch this game anymore. We know what's happening here. We know what this is about. And then there was this absolutely blown coverage to Smart. And you thought, okay, all right, maybe we're back in this.
Yeah.
But then you have the Chargers, being able to, they just stuck around in this game.
And that was big because, for a good bit of half, that's why I appreciate the chat. That guy, we're used to seeing current gen. These guys are playing on old gen. So we're wondering the strategy, why, you're not kicking the field goals. Why are you going for 2 the whole time, especially on the opening drive when you get that first turnover? And we appreciate that guy 4404 letting us know, hey, man, they can block field goals and it's guaranteed every time. So in that situation, that changes how you approach the game. In that situation, like, I have to go for it, how I'm managing the clock, and you're understanding why they're kind of not milking the clock. They're like, hey, I got to get 7. I can't be in a situation where I'm forced to try to settle for 3 because that's not happening, because not only they're going to block it, they're going to take it back for 6. So we're not doing that. We'll go to overtime, but that's a great play call. 3 seconds at the end of the game, corner route, that's a laser.
Yeah, and you never know what's going on in the game and what's going on in people's minds until sometimes you get to information like he was just saying. User just told us, hey, look, you have an issue where on this gen, field goals are just not a thing. And one of the biggest strategies is to be able just to run the clock, kick your field goal, and you're out of there. You got the dub, and it's done. But in this case, you had
can't do that.
2-point conversions were going, or the only thing you can do. No, you can't get the 1, be able to do it that way. So it makes for a completely different game. And it also depends on like how you're calling plays when you're in the red zone. There's sometimes you can say, oh, you know what? I've got 3 in my pocket. I can take a chance here, do something like that. But instead, you're like, no, maybe I need to just get closer. Maybe I need 6 because I can't kick a field goal.
Can't kick a field goal at all. The extra points is vital. That's why your 2-point conversion play, you got to make sure you have guaranteed 2-point conversion plays. And then, I guess the best thing you can do is decide whether you're going to throw it away or try to fit it in there. And if you do what happened with my guy from Taylor High School, you're trying to make play after play because he feels the pressure. When you can't kick field goals, you feel the pressure. And that could be a whole nother reason why this epic comeback happened.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Being down 16 and not being able to kick field goals or anything like that, that is enormous pressure because 2 possessions is pretty much like the max. Once you get down like 3 possessions, then it feels like you can't come back. You feel like you're buried. 2, you're like, okay, I can do 2. So
Yeah.
it was super important to be able to have that busted play that was that long touchdown. Super important to be able to get both of those pick sixes to take the lead, because it was work that his offense wasn't able to do.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, 14 real points, 2 touchdowns for 6, and a return 2-point conversion to be able to end up winning a game on the last play. So
yeah, and then you think about it, Taylor High School had to be feeling pressure, because like normally like, well, that's I really believe now that I know he couldn't kick field goals, it's the reason why he started forcing a lot of the stuff like fourth down. Is like, well, you know what, let me just go ahead and try to fit this in here. 2-point conversions, let me try to make a play, because I can't do nothing else anyway. And you think about it, you drive all the way down the field, it's either 6 or nothing.
Right.
It's 6 or nothing. So you get them in the red zone, and everything gets tighter, the windows are smaller. It's tough to try to score in that red zone. So I understand. And you think about it, he had two picks in the red zone. One went back to the house, and then he had another pick where he was just kind of scrambling to the right. So yeah, that's tough. That's tough. The strategy, the whole game plan has to be approached different.
Yeah, and before you say, at home, oh, I wouldn't be rattled, or I would blah, 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 don't talk out the side of your face about this, because the amount of money they're playing for right now, which essentially, like I said, is a $500 money match, is probably more money than 99.99% of Madden players have ever played for in one game, okay? These kids right now have won more money today than 99.99999 Madden players have ever earned in their career. So before we get a little ahead of ourselves and critiquing them too much, second place is getting $1,000 and first place is getting $1,500 for playing Madden. They're playing at the top level. This is not new for them. They've played a ton of games. So we'll question some decisions here and there, but ultimately these competitors are the top of their class, and they're young. User said it earlier. They're young. They haven't even gotten a chance yet probably to get busy on the highest levels, but we probably will see them.
You got to be at least 16. So these guys, they're not even. You can't even play in the MCS, the Madden Championship Series, where we have guys like Henry who's won over $1 million. But you see it. You see now I have a completely different respect approach for how they're taking. I'm like, they're young, so maybe this is how they're managing the clock. But now that I know that, hey, we're taking field goals completely out of the game, I'm like, oh man, this is masterful to see how they did it, how they managed the clock. And like I said, one's going to the 11th grade, the other one's going to be a senior going up. So yeah, these guys, they got it.
I'm telling you, and they're good. I've been playing Madden longer than they've been alive, and they still will kill me. So I can only say so much, but we do have Game 2 is going to be coming up soon. And remember, this is a best of 3. So there is some pressure on AA Ron playing the Chiefs. Previously, I don't know if they are able to switch, teams in between the matchup. But I would assume, just based on what we saw, that it is going to be the same teams. But based on what I saw, you've got Taylor High was doing a lot of the right things. If you just take away, I know you can't take away all mistakes in a game, because some of those mistakes are forced by the defense. But I think in this particular game, these were all a lot of self-imposed, problems. You've got the first one, the fumble where he should have slid. You've got the 2 interceptions, which easily could have either been thrown away, thrown to a different place, didn't have to go where they went. And then the same thing for the 2-point conversion. So there's a lot of things. And then, the other interception where it could have been a slide and it ended up being, the interception.
Yeah,
he cleaned those up and he wins it by a lot.
Here we go. Game 2 kicking off right now. There's a lot of pressure on Taylor High School. Ron, to make sure he pushes this game to Game 3. And once again, he's starting off with the ball.
Yeah, and I like being able to start with the ball, being able to set the tone again. Because if he can go down and score 8 very quickly, you can start getting right back into Nathan's head that, that was a fluke. You didn't really win that game. I lost that game. And really just put him on the back foot again.
But also it could go on the other end. It could be like, my guy Tommy says, hey, I understand what's going on, and they understand the approaches. And like these guys, they have coaches. You got Tommy Vayner, and then you got Richard I can't even say that. Posiski.
Mhm.
You know, both these guys, they're talking to their players, Nathan Scott and Aaron Mayfield. So now the thing is, hey, has Nathan put together a game plan? Because let's be honest, after their halftime, we saw a completely different defense. And
You are
I was
not wrong.
talking about these guys' user, you know, their own old gen. So you're able to cover a lot of ground. You can hop back from that Texas route and get back to that double post, even though the man coverage isn't going to be there if he runs it. But you saw he's able to cover a lot of ground on the old gen, and he was able to put Taylor High School in a tough situation, and that's when the turnovers start happening. I think he scored one time in the second half.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like the offense for both teams in the second half wasn't really there. It was all defensive stuff, especially from the Chargers side. So here we go. We are in game 2. If you are just tuning in, the Chargers were down 16 points multiple times in game 1 and end up taking the game on the last play of the game. But now, new game 2, Patrick Mahomes in the shotgun, going to look back. And now he's got Tony, who does go ahead and catch that. And you're going to get 7 yards on first down. Nice pickup.
And as you see, he's lurking with Derwin James. And Derwin's, you know, their best defensive ender.
By a long shot. Oh, Lord.
Oh, that's
good
Lord.
Pass
lead.
Lord.
That's good pass lead, boy.
We saw that exact same play in the second half, and this was one of the scoring drives for the Chiefs. And again, first down on the 11-yard line. Patrick Mahomes again, another
Bing.
dot.
That quick.
And look,
plays touchdown.
And it looked easy.
And this how he looks in the first quarter, first half. I'm wondering if he gets fatigued or if Towers High School just makes that much of a great adjustment. The question is, can he finish?
Right. Because now this time he didn't fumble it. He took his first possession, took it right to the house. Is going to get the 2-point conversion as well. And we are right back to what we were doing before, which was Taylor High School dominating. And now we'll see how the Chargers come back, because if I want to be really real, there was multiple blown coverages from the Chiefs that also let the Chargers back in. So the Kansas City Chiefs and Aaron, Taylor High, can clean up a lot and make this game disgustingly not close if they can just put it all together again. But the Chargers are going to have to do their best to not let that happen. But the Chargers took advantage, and if there was a blown coverage, they saw it and got a touchdown out of it. So let's see if they can continue with that.
Yeah, and that was a clean drive right there by Aaron. I mean, it was just clean reads, real quick, efficient. You know, as a defender, you hate to give up drives like that.
Right. You hate that kind. You're like, I didn't do nothing. Was I even on the field? And now they're going to run man coverage. And see, he saw a little bit from last game being able to run with Eckler. And I think if you can just bring that a little bit in, try to keep these linebackers and safeties a little bit honest, that'll help him out on those deep routes that he was doing really well with. Herbert going to go back. He does have Eckler again. Oh, you said it.
Nice.
Didn't you say it earlier? You got to be able to beat one guy.
Nice. Yeah. Right there, jukebox animation, lighten up. Nice stop and go. I feel like both these guys are in their groove now, man.
Yeah, and this is why he played with the Chargers, because you do have a dynamic running back in Eckler. And you can see he tried to cover him with Cook, and now, throw it away. And he was able to get multiple of those in game 1. So we know that the Chargers and Herbert, they're going to throw those things away. They're not going to try to put them in super tight windows. I think a lot of the interceptions we saw were tips, that kind of stuff. So if he can continue playing clean like that, it's on the 42-yard line, second down, it's easy to get a couple first downs and get 8 on the board. You don't want to turn it over again with something silly. And this is all day to Eckler.
Yep. And see, eventually Taylor High Schools have to respect that. He's going to have to step up. And you like to giving yourself these short down situations, 3rd and 4.
And here we go. Still able to. Ooh, I didn't.
Yeah, nice possession catch. Possession catch. He wanted to get down, didn't want to risk the guy dropping it.
That's good. Here we go. 1st and down, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. On their own, or on the Kansas City 26. Herbert taking his
Takes the
time, no
drag.
pressure. And you don't see the same overthrows that we saw in game 1 as well, because I remember very specifically a couple of real bad, overthrows and some throws to the left that ended up being out of bounds, that if the Charger would have caught it, would have continued the drive. We're not seeing those right now. So maybe it is Nathan seeing the field a little bit better.
Nice. Takes the check down, just making good reads. Both of these guys making good, clean reads. That's what I like to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take what the defense gives you. We have 1:17 left in the first quarter. 8-0 Kansas City, Taylor High. And we're going to get more shotgun trips left. And Eckler is going to go ahead and go out into that flat, which is going to open this up. And it is another touchdown. And this looks like a much closer game than that first game. But
yeah,
go ahead.
And, maybe first time, it's the national championship. You understand what's on the line. It's a lot of pressure. The money, the cash, the title, the glory. Oh, nice play. Just to walk it in there and tie this ball game up. And, now the jitters are off. He's like, hey, man, I'm ready to play. And now that you beat the guy, there's only lost one time. You won that first game. You can play relaxed. You can play loose and play your game. And now you'll be able to see how much you really have to offer.
Yeah, and I see a lot more featuring of Eckler this game. I mean, beyond the fact that obviously he scored the 2-point conversion, things like that, but it feels like he's seeing him more often. It feels like that this is either going to be going to Eckler or he's the decoy, and then the second read is going to be going down the field and putting a lot more pressure on that Kansas City defense. And Tony's this drive is that play has been there the whole time as well.
And remember, that is one of the plays where he overthrew it and threw a pick six. So, have to be careful, because if he gets some pressure on him, we know he will throw an interception on that.
No, I thought Pacheco might have run that. Woods is deep, read the play, and this is going to put some pressure on Mahomes. And
that's
it does.
Incredible throwaway.
Woo.
Incredible throwaway right there.
3rd and 4, 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Got Pacheco to the left. Mahomes in the shotgun, going to go back. Take a look. Doesn't have anybody open, but look at this. Doesn't even have to move. Oh, and finally. As soon as I say that, he gets sacked. But that is the first sack we've seen in these 1.25 of a game. But that was as much of a coverage sack as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, and they played such phenomenal man coverage on this old gen. Wondering if he's going to try to send some pressure right here. I like the baseline look to kind of fool him. Try to make him think that he's in zone.
All right, Mahomes is going to go back. He's got somebody.
Wow, just unfortunate. That was a good read by Taylor's High School. Just unfortunate. Unable to get the timing right with the receiver. That's sickening.
Yeah, and now you've got Herbert. You've got Nathan and Towers High back in business, 2nd and 5 in the red zone, trying to make this their lead. Again, they were down yet again, and now they're trying to take the lead. And we said no field goals. Field goals on this gen, not a thing. So you got to put those points up. You got to put them up the original way, how God intended, putting the football in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 5. And it's always nice, though, when you can have everything at your disposal. You could run, you could do a slant, you can do hook, you can do any number of different things right now. And it's going to go to Eckler. Does make a move. And it is 1st down. I love getting Eckler involved. I like being able to put that pressure on my opponent to try to make a play. And like you see right here, whoop. Tackled air, my friend.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I feel like he should have made that tackle, but the truck stick just missed him wide open.
Mm-hmm. And Eckler's got some more room. Is he gonna carry over and get the touchdown? He is. Another touchdown for Towers High in the national championship. It is 14-8 with the 2-point conversion coming up. And you've got this trips to the left again. And that is this exact same play they ran for the 2-point conversion before, but at least this time Eckler got touched.
Big 2-point conversion, man. I mean, these guys, man, to be able to play in this situation, I just love the way they're play calling, how they're managing the game, because it's tough to take that aspect away from your game. You know, that's not a small feat to do. Double post and look at the user. Oh, that's good pass,
that's
good touch.
Woo!
Wow.
Tony's got too much speed. And that is right back in their face. The Chiefs, 1 play, 1 touchdown, don't even need more than about 10 seconds to hopefully tie this game up. It is 14-16. And they just have to be careful. Don't give them the interception. Don't give them the free 2 like you did before. Ooh, it is a drop. Chargers are going to keep this lead 16-14 with 3:37 left in the half. Okay. We'll see if that timeout comes back to bite them. Now, can you explain to everybody at home why he did a fair catch there? What happens with the ball if he gets a fair catch there?
If he fair catches, it doesn't really matter where you're at. It'll automatically put you at the 25-yard line. Like, you know, previously, when you would fair catch it, that's where you would have the ball. So normally he would get the ball at the 6, but they made changes to the rules now. You automatically get the ball at the 25-yard line. Yeah,
and you get some extra room to work. And the Chargers are now going to look to try to put their foot on the throat of Taylor High. Up to, would love to make this a 10-point game. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Right in the bread basket. Oh, my boy. Hey, user. I'm pretty sure that they heard you. They heard you last time when he had that long touchdown. He said, hey, why don't you run a little bit of clock? He gave him the Deshaun Jackson treatment. Go ahead and run on the goal line.
Yeah, absolutely right here. Just a perfect pass. I've been watching that tight end run that streak the whole day, and I'm like, you know, he's thrown it a couple times, but that time you saw the defender bump into his user, I was like, oh, yeah, he definitely got him right here.
And we're up 8 right now. Eckler again. Now it is a 10-point lead, which is going to be the largest lead that the Chargers and Towers High have had in the last game and a half. And this is an unfamiliar territory for Taylor High and A.A. Ron playing the Chiefs to be down 10. But it is where we are. But remember that 10 points. Last game, the Chargers were down 16 and came back.
That's true.
So it is
and his X factor is lit up. Uh-oh.
There we go. Mahomes is about to Mahomes.
He has bazooka. I think he has bazooka. So that means he just can throw the ball a little bit further, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, he has bazooka.
All right. So we might see a little bit more arm from Mahomes. Oh, here's some actual pressure. We haven't seen a lot of that right off the defensive line, but that is credit
and Rob,
the defensive line.
You're right, because you have the Chargers. You're expecting to see a lot of sheds like what just happened, but we have not seen a lot of it today.
Well, if they get that going, it is going to be a long half.
Double post
Mahomes.
Again. Takes the drag. We got a 4th and 5.
And this is also still very doable. But you don't want one of those telltale Kansas City Chief drops right now. Just need to hold it and get down and continue this drive with 2:17 on the clock. Getting his audibles ready. Going to go back. No real pressure.
User. Oh, wow. Derwin has to make a play right there.
Yeah.
You got your zone drop set. You got your purple. You can't really call up a better defense. And then his user was immaculate right there. Like, I'm not expecting that play to get open.
And that was a dart. All right, Patrick Mahomes trying to get this back put together. Going to roll to the left, go back to the right.
That could be a book.
And, it does get picked, but I don't believe that there was 2 feet in, so... lucky break for Kansas City there. 2nd and 10. We're going to be getting real close to this halftime. And just for everybody at home, the Chargers do get the ball at half. Fooling nobody with that play action. Oh, is it overdone?
Oh,
does he keep 2? He does keep 2 feet in.
Yeah, good feet. Tony's been out here cooking.
Really, he really has. The outcast from the New York Giants doing God's work here. And as soon as we call his name, number 19 comes right back up with it. And there's a lot of time on this clock. Do you drain it? Do you try to get this down, or he looks like he's just going to run up and run a play?
With no kicking field goals, I'm just gonna play. I just gotta play my game. I gotta, because I don't want to give him time to set up his defense and all that type of stuff. I just gotta play. I believe that's why he hasn't been getting that much pressure too. I noticing he's putting contains out on his field. Big touchdown right there. We're able to walk in with Pacheco. But and that's when you put your defensive ends in contains instead of just letting them pass rush, that's going to slow down their pass rush.
Well, we're down 4, and we're going to get another 2-point conversion to Pacheco. 2-point game, minute 38, and this is another opportunity for the Chargers to be able to come down, get a score, get the ball back, and get another score, and really put this game out of contention.
Yeah, if he can go down here and get, I wouldn't say 7, but get 8. He can go down here and get 8. Get that ball back at half. And we already know he will use this clock. He will manage the clock and put 2 clock feature on. So that's big for him if he can go down here and get 8.
I wonder what Eckler's averaging on the ground right now. Probably 6.5, something crazy.
Yeah, the average is up there.
Oh, here we go. I was going to say, I thought I saw X just chilling, and he was smart. Gonna go deep. Man, look at this, my brother. Did you? Somebody's been listening. Somebody's been reading your diary, sir.
And right here, able to at least take a timeout out of Taylor High School.
Yep.
Pretty much, you can guarantee you're going to see the first couple plays be run plays. The bubble screen is going to be wide open, but he's not going to take it. And Taylor's going to give him the touchdown. Like, hey, you can have it, because he's trying to get this ball back.
And I think I might just run it again and get that clock down to about 15 seconds. But we will see. And like I said you want to just get the score. I think it's very important up to get this clock completely done.
Ooh, big hit.
Ooh, yeah.
So going to take 40 off of this. If I'm him, I take this down all the way to 40, and then just burn one of my timeouts, because regardless, you can't take those timeouts with you.
Right.
So you burn the timeout, and then you still got one more. It'll be 4th and goal. You can't call a timeout after 4th and goal, so you might as well just go ahead and take this down to 1 second, burn the timeout. But he's going to snap it.
Oh, and there's a score. That's about as good as you can get.
Yeah.
Run a bunch of time off the clock, get the score. You're up 8, and now you can make it 10. And as long as you can hold for 24 seconds, you get the ball back again.
And he's not kicking 3. Oh, wow, they gave that to him, the 2-point conversion. I didn't think he got it.
Yeah, I was going to say, review that. Knees were down. All right. Up 10, 24 seconds. Would love to have a miracle play here where they can score.
But one thing about Taylor High School, we know he's high power. He can score in one play, so this is nothing. Bazooka is still activated, so, these guys could get fried. He's running cover 2 man right here.
And cover 2 man is not known for its ability to stop a bunch of long plays, just FYI.
Can he get the tackle? Does get the tackle.
Ooh.
He's in bounds.
All right, 5 seconds, last play of the game. He's going to go ahead and does have the time to get up to the line somehow and spike it. So 4 seconds left, 48-yard line, well within range of the bazooka arm of Patrick Mahomes. I'm surprised that Woods is not. I was going to say, we should go back and what? Wow.
We're kicking
Got
3?
a little bit closer, 1 second on the 40.
Oh, he kicking 3. Let's see what happens.
No, he's not.
Yes. Hey. First
looks like we're going to get a 56 yarder.
Let's see what happens right here. Time out. Get everything set.
Here.
If he doesn't block this,
If it doesn't get automatically blocked, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem.
Hot.
Yeah, I'm hot. It's me too. I'm mad. I'm cooked.
This thing isn't guaranteed block, and it got to be blocked for 6.
Here we go.
It's not guaranteed block.
Exactly. I don't want to hear it. It wasn't blocked.
That should have been, though.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Listen, but if there's a percentage chance, that it's not, I'm saying, wow.
Oh my God, that shit was like that's scary. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I was scared because I thought I was going to eat my words.
God. Oh my
Onside
goodness.
kick.
But that's huge for Taylor High School to risk it, to get the 3. And you got to make that block if you're Towers High School. You got to somehow be able to get there because you're back there for sure.
Well, and I think the other thing too, if you're Nathan at Tower, is Party you probably thinks he's not. Oh my goodness!
He's out of there.
Scared. See you to the house. Eckler, MVP performance today. Touchdowns, 2-point conversions, first downs, you name it. He's been doing it just like it is in real life. And it is now a 13-point game.
Look out for the bubble. Look out for the bubble. Oh, he's going.
Ooh.
Wow, nice play.
Same. Again, more 2-point conversions just all over the place. 15-point lead. Still not as large as the lead that Kansas City had over the Chargers in game 1, but it just feels different.
Yeah, and that was smart of Taylor High School, able to get 3 because it could have been even darker. It could have been even darker.
18 is a whole different thing than 16. 18 is rough. And Mahomes still this is that pressure. The pressure we did not see in game 1 has shown up in spots in game 2, but in important spots when you're up 15 and you're trying, and it's going to be a pass. You're able to have that defensive, your cornerbacks and your safeties hold up and let some of these defensive ends get in there, get in Patrick Mahomes' face, maybe let him make a mistake because that he's rattled from those interceptions and things he had in game 1. He doesn't want to make any mistakes, so he's willing to throw it away at the first sign of pressure. So you're hoping he gets a little bit of happy feet in there, and they've been doing just that.
Goes the bunch tight end. Automatically, what you're looking for. Oh, big sack right there.
Again, now they're playing. Now they're able to. Patrick Mahomes is not being as confident just to be able to step up in the pocket and toss the ball. And there's another sack.
Baby. Now it's 4th in Africa. What you do?
Shoot.
You have a hot one. Let's go.
What your best play? You got to call it right now.
But he's going to stay in bunch tight end, and we haven't really seen him in bunch tight end. And all they really have is a deep crosser.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to run that same play again. Oh, and he gives
got it this time.
That crosser. Wow.
All right, 3:18 left in the third quarter on the 45-yard line, trying to eat into this 15-point lead and get it down to 1 possession. Patrick Mahomes peeking, going to go deep. That's a book. Oh, no! There's the interception, and he's got some blockers.
Wow. Towers High School with a big interception.
Mm.
No! He tapped! He tapped! He tapped
out! Tapped out! Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
My brother, you can't do that. Not for 500. Wow. Not in the championship. You can't do that. Because anything can happen.
Yeah. But sometimes when the spirit is broken, it can't be put back together. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's tough. Like we said, and you remember what I told you first game, we've yet to see Taylor High School play from behind.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know how he plays when he plays from behind. Some people have that, some people don't. Some people just when it gets too much of adversity, they're like, just get me out of there. But as we saw with Towers, they're like, hey, I'm going to fight this thing all the way out. It's a dog fight to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor's just like, hey, you got it. This is your day. So I understand. I've seen both sides. I've actually been on both sides. I've had days where I got the dog in me. I'm like, I can come back and beat this guy. Then I've had days where, man, get me out of here, man. I don't got time for this. Just get me out of here.
I got something better to do.
I respect it.
Look,
I respect it.
I want to say congratulations to both players for making it this far, playing their games, getting lots of dubs on the way. remember, second place is getting $1,000. First place, $1,500. So no matter what happened today, the bag was secured. But it is a $500 additional for winning. And I'm telling you, Nathan just so resilient in game one.
Absolutely.
Because there was many times where, like you're saying, a lot of Madden players would have given up, disconnect, get me to the next game.
But that first game, it pretty much snowballed into the second game. He was really on full steam. Even when we started a new game, he was on full steam. You know, you saw Towers High School, my guy Aaron, his offense was still high powered the second game, but Nathan was on his stuff. Ever since that second half of the first game, he was locked in, and you could tell.
Yeah, and again, I am stunned by the resiliency of game one, because being down 16 is a lot. Coming back and then getting down again, and then having to make a stop when it looked like the game was going to be over, and then driving it all the way down to having to be the very last play of the game to win the game.
When he was down 16, my guy in the chat, Kirby, called it. He said, "I believe he's going to come back and win this ball game," and he did. Shout out to Irish Pirates. I see you boys.
I was going to say, shout out to Nostradamus in the chat. Play the lottery. Let me know what the picks are when I do my parlays, because that's I need that.
And honestly, I didn't see the comeback happening. And then, you know, I was like, man, it might be cooked. But then all of a sudden, I don't know. You know, he knew something.
Well, it was hard because he could, even when he was up 16 with the ball, couldn't get that last bit over. Okay. So
I said he conceded.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He said he conceded.
Our producers are just double checking to make sure that it was an actual concession, that it wasn't.
Paused the game.
So User has his opinion.
Listen, I've seen DCs and I've seen quits. He paused the game and went, your opponent has conceded the game. Didn't say disconnected. He said, I'm out of here. You know?
It's a wrap. I'm gonna go get Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I'm done. So, but either way, again, you can't. If I want to go over some numbers for everybody at home, I'm gonna pull them up real fast for you, just so I can kind of tell you the story here. Taylor High, which is in Michigan, coached by Richard. I want to say it's Posaic. I don't want to mispronounce it, but that's my best chance of being able to say it correctly. Taylor High 16-1 in the regulation matches, won all their matches. 8-0 in the playoffs. Didn't lose a single game in the playoffs.
Both of these guys are dogs.
Both
of these guys are dogs. Like both of these guys are dogs. It's just like, you know, and like, I'm gonna be honest. The way I look at the game and I watch them, I like Taylor High School game better. Even though Towers won, even though
I agree.
Even though Aaron lost, I like Aaron's game better because even then he was the first guy to risk it and kick three. You know what I'm saying? He was up, but the big difference was he did not run the ball. And so sometimes running the ball, you're able to keep the game balanced, and as a defender, to have to respect both sides of the ball, like all, you know, through the air and running the ball, that's tough. And Nathan, those two pick sixes, they really came back to bite Aaron, and it kind of feel like, you know, maybe it's just like it wasn't his day.
Yeah, and I mean, Tower also, we just put this out there, coached by Tommy Varner. That's Georgia in the house. They were 15-2, have a match record of 7-1, won all their playoff games, but only lost a couple games. Okay, I mean, both of these guys were playing out of their mind.
Oh yeah,
and eventually somebody has to lose.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just how this goes.
Yeah, and shout out to HD in the building. That's Aaron's dad. He said he's proud of your son, man. Listen, to be and like I know HD, he's a Madden player. He's a guy I done seen in the chat plenty of times. If I'm him, I'm a proud dad as well, because to see my son 16. I mean, you know, he's a junior or senior in high school in the national high school Madden championship. That's only a dream for me. That's a dream for me. Look, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because I play Madden. If I had a son, oh, come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Son, shake it off. We're going to the MCS next.
That's right. I'm putting my baby's shirt or my baby's face on my shirt because
absolutely.
It's a lot of respect. It is just so much. You're so proud, right?
Yeah.
Because especially, and a lot of people at home, you might be the parent watching this. You might have a kid who's playing Madden and they're trying to grind away and they're doing their thing. It means a lot as a competitor, and this is me speaking from experience, as a competitor, to have your parents' support, even if they're not always at the games or whatever, but if your parents support your passion, you can just do more.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
absolutely.
just be more successful. You can just get that extra step when you know mom and dad are saying, or just mom or just dad or whatever, mom, dad, and dad, whatever. If your parents support your dream, it makes it easier to be able to put in that extra time, get your homework done, go ahead and get some play testing done, get some matches in, do all that stuff, and possibly win a national championship. You know, possibly move to the next level, get to the Madden Championship Series, win a Madden Championship Series. Well, you got to start winning a qualifier. But if your parents are there dapping you up, you know what I'm saying? Like that it just hits different. So all the parents who are out there supporting all of the kids who are playing in PlayVS in this esports journey, continue what you're doing, because you may not see it today, but your kids will appreciate that in the future, that you are in their corner for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And shout out to the chat. Chat putting us on everything. The block kicks from my guy Kirby, predicting the game, the comeback, Pew in the building. That guy 44, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Irish Pirate, Ant Cap, all y'all, man. We appreciate the community coming through and support, man. Listen, these guys are young. They're only gonna get better. They're only going to get better. You think about it. This is when the great guys like Henry started, Noah started, you know, and they're only going to get better. Now you look a couple years later, Henry just turned 21 and is the first man player to ever win $1 million. So this is where it starts. It starts out building yourself in these tournaments, getting battle tested and being on a big stage and able to handle it. And before you know it, you just won $1,000. Next thing you know, you look up, you don't want $1 million when you're the best in the world, man. Just gotta stay at it.
Yeah, and everybody starts somewhere, and no Madden player can say that they haven't been blown out. No Madden player can say that they've played a perfect game from the beginning to end. It's just the nature of the beast of having to always adjust, you know, pushing the wrong button. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in a game. So you have to mitigate your mistakes and take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. And today, it just ended up being that the Chargers came up on top, took advantage of the opportunities that were presented to themselves, but at the very worst, second place still got $1,000. I would love to have $1,000 in my pocket for playing a game of Madden I lost.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
confirmed.
It was
conceded.
Confirmed. Tower High School, the champion, Nathan Scott, like I said, coached by Tommy Varner. It is a great day for the championship to come on home. So congratulations. We appreciate you. And then for everybody at home, you know, I don't want to speak for OneGreatUser, but from me, had a great time. I guarantee that user feels the same way. 2 fun games that, I mean, just super exciting. It's great to see some Madden games that were just decided in the last moment. We don't get a lot of those every night. But again, this is RobGonzales, otherwise known as Reforge. And then user, where can they find you at? Let them know how to follow.
OneGreatUser, man. You know, we everywhere on the platform, man. We just did 25 and 10 podcast this past week in LA. Y'all can check that out on YouTube, man. I appreciate it. And shout out to Towers High School in Belvedere Park, Georgia. Y'all stand up, man. Stand up, Belvedere Park, Georgia. Y'all got the best high school Madden football player in the world right now, man. Y'all got something to be proud about, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, big ups to y'all. And again, hope you will tune in for the next time that we have not only a Madden championship, but that you take a look at all of the other great games that PlayVS does. We had Splatoon. I think we have Valorant coming. We've got a lot of great games. So don't turn the channel. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned in, because we are going to crown more champions. And if you are in high school right now, make sure you look into the PlayVS, you know, the league. Because there's a lot of that going on, and you could be the next Madden champion. You could be the next person that both myself and user talk about. So we would love to see you and be able to get you $1,000 or $1,500 or more. Who knows what it's going to be for next year? But we are going to be signing off here and sending it back to the host desk. So if there's anything else that we would love to say, it's have a good night, and we love you guys very much, and we love Madden, and we will see you next time.
Wow, that was another fantastic matchup.
That game won't have me tweaking. I'm not gonna lie.
Before I know, it was so funny. One great user just saying the game's over. You know, the game's over. It's done. And then I was saying I wanted to see interceptions. Like that's what I love, and to have 2 pick sixes. Also, intercepting the 2-point conversion and running it back to the house. Like that was such a phenomenal.
I was so frustrated at first because he just kept forcing the deep route in game 1, and I'm like, underneath is open, hit him in the flat. I'm like over here yelling, but you know, I'm a huge fan of football and
entertainment.
I just want to shout out Reforge, aka RobGonzales, and OneGreatUser. Absolutely entertaining duo. I had such a pleasure listening to them. I would watch Madden just to listen to them.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I haven't played a lot of Madden, but watching that series, I was learning a lot, and also I could just tell the determination from Towers High School to not give up and to keep on playing despite being down. And somehow it was crazy. The game coming down to the literal last play, winning it on the last play.
He hit the play that I kept getting frustrated about that he kept going to. He actually hit it that time.
That is going to be in the montage for the Play versus Cup. There's no doubt about that, Jordy.
It's crazy how every game so far has created these really tight moments. And, you know, the casters were talking about it during the game. It's like you feel that pressure. You don't really know how you're going to react. You know, you might not play the way that you normally do when you know that championship, that scholarship money is on the line. And to watch Towers overcome that pressure and become successful there. That was awesome. So congratulations to Towers High School.
And learning experience as well. You know, that's what this is all about, those transformative experiences. And this is an opportunity to grow for everybody. So congratulations. What a series that was. Towers High taking down the Play versus Cup championship for Madden. But we have one more game left today, Jorby. It's Valorant, and that'll be coming up right after the break.